Are you ready to uncover the most terrifying haunted houses in the world? Join me as we delve into the darkest corners of these infamous locations and reveal the spine-chilling truths behind them. We're about to embark on a journey into the heart of darkness, where the veil between our world and the spectral realm wears thin. These are places where the living fear to tread, where the echoes of unspeakable horrors linger in the air, and where the restless dead still walk among us. Brace yourself for a journey into true horror. We begin our journey into the abyss with one of the most notorious haunted houses in America, 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, New York, forever known as the Amityville Horror House. This unassuming suburban home became infamous in 1974, when Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed 6 members of his own family inside its walls. But the horrors didn't end there. A year later, the Lutz family moved into the house, hoping for a fresh start. What they got instead was 28 days of unimaginable terror. George and Kathy Lutz, along with their 3 young children, reported experiencing a battery of paranormal phenomena so intense, so disturbing, they fled the house with only the clothes on their backs. Imagine, if you will, the feeling of an unseen force pressing you into your bed at night, an overwhelming sense of dread permeating every corner of the house. This is what the Lutz family endured night after night. They described a putrid, rancid odor that clung to the air, a stench so foul it could only be described as demonic. Then, there were the voices, disembodied whispers, taunting them, threatening them. Kathy Lutz claimed to have witnessed walls oozing a thick black substance, and the children spoke of imaginary friends, one a demonic pig-like creature with glowing red eyes. Perhaps most disturbing were the reports of George Lutz waking up at 3:15 a.m. every night, the exact time of the DeFeo murders. The Amityville Horror House remains a chilling reminder that some places are so steeped in darkness, so consumed by evil, that even time cannot heal their wounds. Our next stop takes us to one of the oldest cities in the United States, Geneva, New York, where a stately Victorian mansion stands as a testament to a dark and bloody past. This is the Geneva House, a place where history and horror collide in a terrifying spectacle of paranormal activity. Built in the late 1800s, the Geneva House has borne witness to unspeakable tragedies, each one leaving an indelible mark on the very fabric of the building. Local legend has it that a prominent businessman who once resided within these walls met an untimely end at the hands of his own son. Driven by greed and madness, the son is said to have brutally murdered his father within the mansion's opulent study. But the bloodshed didn't end there. Years later, a fire swept through the Geneva House, claiming the lives of a family trapped within its inferno. The flames consumed their bodies, leaving behind only charred remains and a lingering sense of despair. It's said that the spirits of those who perished in the fire still roam the halls, their anguished cries echoing through the empty rooms. Visitors and investigators have reported a range of unsettling phenomena within the Geneva House. Cold spots, sudden drops in temperature, and the disembodied voices of children crying out in the night. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the darkened corners of the mansion, their eyes glowing with an eerie, otherworldly light. But perhaps the most unsettling aspect of the Geneva House is the oppressive feeling that washes over you upon entering. It's as if the very air is thick with sorrow, anger, and a palpable sense of dread. The weight of the mansion's tragic past presses down on you, leaving you in no doubt that this is a place where darkness reigns supreme. Chapter 3. The Sallie House, a child's torment echoes through time. Our exploration of the world's most terrifying haunted houses takes us now to Atchison, Kansas, a town steeped in history and haunted by a legend that chills the very marrow. Here, on a quiet street, stands a modest 2-story home that has become a magnet for paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers alike. This is the Sallie House, a place where the innocence of childhood collides with the unspeakable horrors of the afterlife. The Sallie House is named for the spirit of a young girl who is said to haunt its halls. Legend has it that Sallie was a sickly child who died within the home's walls, her spirit forever tethered to the place where she drew her final breath. But Sallie's presence is far from benevolent. She is a mischievous entity, prone to fits of rage and violence that have left many visitors shaken to their core. One of the most common occurrences in the Sallie House is the manipulation of objects. Doors slam shut on their own, Furniture moves inexplicably, and toys have been known to fly across the room with terrifying force. Some believe that Sally is responsible for these poltergeist-like activities, her childlike anger manifesting in the physical world. But there are other, more sinister events that have transpired within the Sally house. Visitors have reported feeling unseen hands grabbing at them, scratching them, and even pushing them down the stairs. Cold spots, sudden drops in temperature, and the feeling of being watched are commonplace. And then there are the whispers. Soft, childlike whispers that seem to emanate from the very walls themselves. Some say it's Sally trying to communicate from beyond the grave. Others believe it's something far more sinister, something lurking in the shadows, using Sally's innocent facade to mask its true nature. Chapter 4: The Bowen House, where anger lingers in the air. Our journey into the heart of darkness takes us next to the small town of Fall River, Massachusetts, home to a chilling legend that has haunted its residents for generations. Here, on a windswept hill overlooking the city, stands the Bowen House, a place where the echoes of a tormented past resonate with terrifying intensity. Built in the early 1800s, the Bowen House has borne witness to a litany of tragedies, each one leaving an indelible stain on its soul. It's said that the original owner, a wealthy merchant named Ezekiel Bowen, was a cruel and vindictive man who ruled his household with an iron fist. His wife, Sarah, was a victim of his abuse, her cries for help falling on deaf ears. Legend has it that Ezekiel Bowen died a slow and agonizing death within the mansion's walls, his spirit forever bound to the place where he inflicted so much pain. But Ezekiel is not the only restless soul said to haunt the Bowen House. His wife, Sarah, is also said to roam the halls, her spectral form seeking solace from the torment she endured in life. Visitors to the Bowen House have reported a range of unsettling phenomena, from disembodied voices and cold spots to the feeling of being watched and even physically touched. Some claim to have seen Ezekiel Bowen himself, his spectral form radiating anger and malice. One of the most common occurrences in the Bowen House is the sound of footsteps pacing back and forth in the dead of night. Some believe it's Ezekiel, still patrolling his domain, his anger simmering even in death. Others say it's Sarah, forever searching for a way to escape the confines of her spectral prison. Whatever the truth may be, the Bowen House remains a chilling reminder that some wounds run so deep, some pain so profound, that not even death can offer release. Chapter 5: The Burns House, where the laughter of children hides a dark secret. Our final destination on this terrifying tour of the world's most haunted houses takes us to the outskirts of Charleston, South Carolina, where a sprawling plantation house stands as a chilling monument to a dark and troubled past. This is the Burns House, a place where the laughter of children masks a history of unimaginable cruelty and despair. Built in the antebellum South, the Burns House was once home to a wealthy plantation owner and his family. But beneath the veneer of Southern hospitality lay a sinister secret. The plantation was built on the backs of slaves, their forced labor and suffering woven into the very fabric of the house. Legend has it that the Burns children were particularly cruel to their slaves, subjecting them to unspeakable horrors. It's said that the children would often torture and kill small animals in front of the slaves, their laughter echoing through the plantation grounds like a macabre symphony. But the children's reign of terror was short-lived. One by one, they began to die under mysterious circumstances. Some say it was a plague, others whisper of poison. But whatever the cause, the Burns children were laid to rest on the plantation grounds, their spirits forever bound to the place where they inflicted so much pain. Today, the Burns House is a shell of its former glory, its once grand facade crumbling under the weight of time and neglect. But the spirits of the Burns children are said to linger, their laughter echoing through the empty halls, a chilling reminder of the darkness that once permeated this place. Visitors to the Burns House have reported a range of unsettling phenomena, from disembodied voices and cold spots to the feeling of being watched and even physically touched. But it's the laughter of children that truly sets this place apart. A high-pitched, sing-song laughter that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. These houses are filled with horrifying tales that will make you shiver with fear. From malevolent spirits lurking in the shadows to unexplained events that defy belief, each location reveals a level of terror beyond imagination. But the journey doesn't end here. There are countless other haunted locations around the world, each with its own terrifying tales to tell. If you want more spine-chilling stories, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be the first to know when we unveil more dark secrets in our series, The Most Dangerous Haunted Houses. Stay tuned for more horror and suspense, as each new episode promises even more fright and excitement. Get ready to experience true horror because the worst is yet to come.